Saturday, December 3rd, 2022. Welcome to All Horse Racing All the Time. I'm your host, Al. This is the show for horse racing fans and horse players alike. Most of my shows are live, covering the races in real time, handicapping the races, seeking out the contenders, and giving our selections shortly before they get in the gate. It's an interactive show. Open chat is open. Open discussion. We have other winning players out there who contribute their picks. So it's a different type of horse racing show, selection show, than the standard ones out there right now. We're covering the races in real time. And today, huge days of racing at both Aqueduct and Del Mar, a bunch of stakes races. We're going to take a look at some of those big races, a preview of them, and we'll get to all that stuff. But first, coffee. Excellent. Nice and strong. Cafe Bustelo Espresso ground coffee. Can't go wrong with this one, folks. Has a nice kick to it there. So Saturday morning, big racing day at both Aqueduct and Del Mar. Aqueduct, big kickoff. Post time is at 11:50 a.m. Eastern time. Del Mar at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. But let's take a little bit of a look. We're going to look at the little preview here of the stakes races. And let me tell you a little bit about these races. At Aqueduct, they have 4 stakes races. Yeah, 4. This might be the best card they have left of the year. When you get down to it, they have 10 races at Aqueduct. They have beginning in the 6th, they have a G2. In the 7th, they have a G2. In the 8th, they have a G3. In the 9th, they have a G1 race. And just going to jump to Del Mar real quick. They have 4 stakes races at Aqueduct. We're going to take a look at them a little closer in just a minute. And at Del Mar, they have 3 stakes races, but the big ones are the 7th and the 9th, a G3 and a G1. So we got G1 racing today. So you can't beat that. These are the 2 in the 5th race for 100 grand. So 7 stakes races in all. So let's just take a little bit of a look here at some of these races and what we got in store. We'll begin with Aqueduct. In the 6th race, they have a G2 race. Demoiselle Stakes, the Demoiselle Stakes to G2 at 1 1/8 miles, and that's for fillies, 2-year-olds. So you got a $250,000 race for fillies here. We have 7 listed entries over there. Now it's raining here in New York. They ended turf racing last weekend. So we don't have to worry about turf racing and a lot of scratches today, especially in these stakes races. But the wet track may open some things up here in this race. And there's 7 entries in this race, race 6. And we have a 3-5 favorite in that race, number 3. And can this one be taken down? You know, there are others in here. I don't think this 3 is a slam dunk. Julia Shining. And, of course, you have Todd Pletcher as the trainer and Luis Saez. A lot of the big jockeys are here. I'll give you some of the jockeys that are going to be riding in this race. Paco Lopez on the 1, Joel Rosario on the 2, Luis Saez on the 3, Manny Franco on the 4, who's 15-1, La Vida Sofia. John Velasquez, Johnny V, ships back from the West Coast for the big day of racing here at Aqueduct. So Johnny V is on the 5, Affirmative Lady, and Irad Ortiz is on the 6th. It's virtually a who's who of jockeys, okay, of big name jockeys. Eric Cancel on the bomb, number 7, who is early speed. So there, we get race 6 there. It looks like an interesting field. I know we got a 3-5 shot, but this looks like a very competitive competitive race for a number of the entries. I don't think the Julia Shining, the 3 is a slam dunk at that price. Pletcher or no Pletcher. That is race number 6. Now let's take a look here at the 7th race. Just talking about the stakes races here, letting you know what's in store. If you're thinking about, if you want to play the races today and you're looking for quality cards and quality circuits, you're not going to get any better than Del Mar and Aqueduct today as far as quality of races, size of the purses, and all the stakes and the star power of the participants. And something to keep in mind is this is closing weekend at Del Mar, and they have a carryover in the pick 6, and they're gonna, if no one hits these pick 6, it was 380,000 yesterday and change, and it's going to be even higher today because it's a jackpot pick 6. You can play it for 20 cents. So if no one hits it today, there's going to be a huge carryover tomorrow on Del Mar's final day. So there's a lot of free money out there with the carryover. And the beauty of this tomorrow is if no one hits it today, I hope no one does, you'll have they're going to cash it out even if there's not only one winner. So the payouts are going to be inflated tomorrow if there's a huge carryover. So you're going to get a chance to make some money on there. Maybe you want to cover the races. You say, pick 6 is so difficult to hit, right? What chance do I have? Maybe you want to cover the races with some of your friends. Get some of them involved. Put together a team. This way you can cover the races the right way and give yourself a good opportunity to connect. Because, again, it's only 20 cents a play. So those of you who play Powerball and that, at least with horse racing, you have a realistic shot to get the damn thing done, and you have information to work with. Now we move on to race 7. Now, race 7 at Aqueduct, another stakes. I just want to see one more thing on that 6. Okay, the pick 3 available. They have the Grand Slam play, late pick 5. All right, so 3 of the late pick 4 is going to have 3 big stakes races. And the 7th race is another G2 at Aqueduct. That is the Remsen Stakes. This is another one running 1 1/8 miles. And now it's another race for 2-year-olds. So 2-year-olds getting showcased, but all of these have some races under their belt. So we're not seeing first-time starters in these races. And this one's for the males, 2-year-olds, at 1 1/8 miles. And again, of jockeys, another race with 7 entries. I'll tell you some of the participants in here. John Service is in here, Parks trainer. He's in here. It gets Louis Sayers up on at an 8-5 shot on number 2, Tuskegee Airman. Okay, on the one entry, Miracolo, 2 Miracolo, strange, different name. Gulfstream Invader. You got Castellano up. So you got Castellano and Saez and a young jockey, Jose Gomez, does his better riding at Parks, 12%. Here he's 4% at Aqueduct. But Jose Gomez gets him out on a 15-1, number 3. Jose Liscano and Linda Rice in number 4, Arctic Arrogance, big early speed at 2-1. Uses her go-to guy, Jose Liscano, in race 4. Liscano, 13% of the meet, but when Linda and Jose hook up, when Linda push comes to shove and she needs to win, she goes to her go-to guy, Jose Liscano. Paco Lopez in town for these stakes, folks. Only 9% at Aqueduct, only raced 11 times at Aqueduct this year. Most of his racing is done elsewhere, but 22% jock in over 1,100 races with Peter Weber in town going for there. So another top jock. And Manny Franco gets the mount on number 6, quick to excuse, early speed entry. And Jose Ortiz on number 7 for the dangerous Danny Gargan. So you got another G2 there. So this card is going to be amazing. And again, post time at Aqueduct is at 11:50 a.m. Eastern time. And we have race 8 is a G3 event at Aqueduct. The Go for Wand. Let me just make sure I get this name right. They're abbreviated, I think. Aqueduct race. Go for Wand Stakes. We're right about that. Okay. Now the Go for Wand Stakes, that's a G3 for 3-year-olds and up, fillies and mares. The ladies are involved here in these stakes races. And this is another interesting race. Again, Paco Lopez is part of the mix. This one has 11 entries, so it should be very interesting. And you've got some longer ones in here that run on a wet track. Again, it's probably going to be racing. And a bunch of them have wet track experience. Number 5 doesn't. The name of the number 5 horse is Sharapova. Gets Johnny V up for Peter Houghton. 12-1, no wet race experience on the 5. But we're going to go back and take a look at these and cover them closer. So the jockeys, Paco Lopez, Dylan Davis on number 2. So John Service, Parks horse, brings his Parks jockey. Paco does a lot of riding at Parks. His last seen 29%. So the Parks connection on number 1, 10-1. And Kendrick Carmouche, he's having a good meet. 19%. Battle Bling, a 3-1 shot with Rob Atras, 22% for the meet. Castellano gets on the bomb for WW Fitzy, a 15-1 shot. And the trainer is Thomas Morley, the husband of the now Maggie Morley, who was formerly known as Maggie Wolfendale. She's the body language expert over at Fernaira. So it'll be interesting if she's covering, she's doing the body language on TV, and let's see what she has to say about her husband's horse or filly or whatever, WW Fitzy. A horse. Okay, no, this is fillies again. For fillies and mares, yeah, 8. 200,000, the Go for One Stakes, G3 for fillies and mares, 3 and up. And the Morley, Maggie Morley's husband on number 4, 15-1, but gets Castellano, who's 17%. 5, Johnny V on Sharapova. That's another long one, 12-1. Self-isolation, a 10-1 shot for David Jacobson. Now, this one is 2 for 2 at Aqueduct, 3 for 3 at the distance, and you're getting a price of 10-1 with Jose Ortiz up. So you may want to keep an eye on that one, self-isolation, but we'll look closer at this. Number 7, Dr. B. Now, that gets the other Ortiz brother for Robert Reed Jr., who is, he's actually doesn't race much at Aqueduct this year, trainer. But in 3 tries, he has a win, a second, and third. He's always on the board, wins 1 of 3, gets Irad up 16%. And this is, so you got another Ortiz in there. Jose Lezcano, again, riding for Linda Rice. Linda Rice, this one, Betsy Blue, 6-1 shot, runs well in the mud, 6 for 9 at Aqueduct. You're getting a price, so keep this one in mind. Again, we're going to go look further back at this. And Manny Franco gets aboard Flight to Shanghai, a 20-1 shot for Horatio De Paz. Limited work, 11 races at Aqueduct, but a 17% overall trainer. And Bank Sting, who actually has the highest prime power rating, gets Joel Rosario up. And this is another one that likes it wet, and it has 6 wins and 8 tries at Aqueduct in a second. Stakes tested. And Rosario was 24% for the meet at Aqueduct. And John Terranova, the trainer, a 20% trainer overall, but 7% at Aqueduct in limited duty 14 races. And the final entry there is number 11, Tonal Vision, goes off for 15-1 with Junior Alvarado. And a Dangerous Parks trainer comes in and invades from Parks. Dangerous Parks trainer Juan Guerrero, who's 22% for the year, but making his first start here at Aqueduct in 2022. And that goes off at 15-1. So that's your field for race race 8, the Go for Wand. And we have one more. So from G2, a couple of G2s, a G3, and the featured race of the day is the Cigar Mile, a staple of Aqueduct. It's one of the crown jewel races of the year that's run at Aqueduct. And the Cigar Mile, named after the great cigar. Now, this is it's a handicap race for 3-year-olds. You don't see too many handicap races anymore. And this is race 9 at Aqueduct. And I'll tell you a little bit about it. It's Cigar Mile, so of course the race is a mile distance. And we have a field of 7. And some of the participants for this, we have Norm Cash, bringing Norman Cash with J.D. Acosta up on the 1, Double Crown. And Zandon is the favorite. Now, it's been putting up the big speed figures, has been kind of snake bit, has in the last 5 races gets Joe Rosario. It's a closer, so it's going to have to close. And here's the thing about this one. It's been in the money in all 8 career races. Finished 3rd in the Kentucky Derby by 1.5. Always close. In the last 4 races, 2nd, 3 back. Got Rosario that race. Did win a race with Rosario in its maiden race, breaking its maiden at Belmont in October of last year in a 6 furlong. But the last 4 races, now it hasn't run at this exact distance. Usually likes it a little longer, and a bit of a concern since this is a closer, and the snake bit factor is coming in its last 4, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd. Before that, it won. So its last victory was at Churchill Downs. That was at Keeneland in the Bluegrass Stakes. Okay, came out of the clouds, mile and 16th. But before that, a 3rd and a 2nd by a nose. So it only has 2 wins here, and it's going off at even money. I expect that one to be a little bit higher. But we'll see what happens. And Joe Rosario up. And it got the dangerous Chad Brown, 29% at this meet. On the number 3, we get Irad Ortiz for Safi Joseph Jr. Another 1-for-1 at the distance. Comes off a really nice race where it was leading the way and before fading to 8th, but putting up a career best 104 Brisnet figure. So that's kind of impressive. So 1-for-1 at the distance, one to keep an eye on, 9-2, Irad Ortiz. We get Luis Saez riding for Miller on the 4, get her number. Has a couple of nice races out of the last 3, 4-1. So you got Saez up again for Peter Miller. And 5. Now here's an interesting one, Obesos. This one is coming in from Keeneland. It's a sprinter, though it has run longer. And it has some nice numbers mixed in. The last race in the slop fits this bill. Now, this one in the slop runs well. But the interesting part about this is you have a 14% trainer, Gregory Foley, and you have jockey Jose Ortiz riding Obesos. But number 5 opens up at 99-1. 99-1 on the number 5, Obesos. I'm curious to see what this goes down to. This one is stretching out, but it has put up some respectable numbers. In shorter races, or in races that fit here. But what really jumps out at me about Obesos is he has a very strong closing kick. And he ran in G3 company. He's close when he doesn't win. 4 wins out of 12 starts, never at this track. A 2nd and 2/3, in the money 7 out of 5, but opening 99-1 with Jose Ortiz. Number 5, Obesos. Number 6 is a 30-1, and this one is another Norm Cash entry. They bring in Luis Batista, and Luis, no races at Aqueduct to show this year. I think this one's going to really be up against it. And this is the one I believe should be the 99-1 entry. And number 7, Mind Control. The dangerous Mind Control, 11 winners out of 28. Todd Pletcher's Mind Control. Johnny V up at Aqueduct. Mind Control, 7 races, 4 wins, 2 seconds and a third. Always in the money, winning 4 of 7. And at the distance has won 4 of 5 with a 2nd place finish. either first or second all the way, has nice numbers, wins often, can run early, can run late, and I wouldn't be surprised if this one winds up favored in that race. So that's the Cigar Mile. So let's take a second break, and we're going to move over to Del Mar and preview their 3 stakes races. I got some good news for you today. We're going to be out there live. We're going to be covering both Aqueduct and Del Mar, every race in real time on All Horse Racing all the time. So that's where we're really going to get rolling here. We did a show yesterday covering Del Mar, last weekend at Del Mar, so be on the lookout for that. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, All Horse Racing all the time, hit the subscribe button, and you will get notifications of all new videos pre-recorded like this one, or when I'm going live. This way, when you go to the screen, when you go into YouTube and you're not sure, All Horse Racing all the time, you'll see there as the show as one of the options, and it'll say live on the thumbnail, so you can get a chance to join the races. And again, there's so many excellent players that join the show and participate. It's an open forum, really, where we talk about the races. We look at the horses in real time as the board is running. We look at the board. We say what we like and what we don't like about other horses. If people have questions, they can ask a question about a horse, and between myself and the others, somebody always jumps in. So, and it's an active group, and it's a great group of horse players out there and horse racing fans. So now we'll go over to Del Mar. Del Mar has 3 races, 3 stakes races today. And I'm bringing it up right now. All over it, folks. Beginning with the 5th, which is a minor stakes race. That is the Stormy Liberal Stakes. And already they have a scratch listed as 4. They're giving some of the scratches early at Del Mar. And let's see. Stormy Liberal Stakes, 100K, right? So we got a turf sprint to start off over there. And that one, let's see how many entries here. We got a little bigger field with 10 entries, and we have 1 scratch. So there will be 9 entries. And it looks like a pretty competitive race. And just look at some of the participants in here. We have Mike Smith riding the morning chalk lane way. That's a closer for Richard Mandela. Mandela 14% at the meet, 13% 2022. And Mike Smith on there, Hall of Fame jockey. We got Edmund Maldonado riding Get Back Goldie, who opens at 15 to 1. 15 to 1. Philip D'Amato, second leading trainer to Bob Baffert, with an astounding winning percentage on Rebel Posse, 12 to 1. So you're getting some odds there. It's going to have its work cut out for it, but we'll see what happens. It has run in stakes company before. And number 5, Kyle Frey up on Respect the Code, 20 to 1. And I'll tell you what, doesn't look entirely impossible. Again, we're going to look at these races closer as later on. And number 6 in there, number 6 in there is What Makes Him Run. What Makes Sammy Run? That's a closer. Joe Bravo, Jersey Joe, up 15% over there for Mark Platt. It's 12%. Number 7, Turn on the Jets. That's a 5 to 1 shot. Another D'Amato entry, and this one has made the last 3 starts after running outside of the United States at Del Mar, and 5 to 1. It's won here before at this distance, so definitely one to keep in mind here. The Dangerous D'Amato, 37% trainer with second leading trainer with leading jockey Juan Hernandez up, and another dangerous one, 8 to 1, a big early speed threat. Hot Box number 8 opens 8 to 1, gets Richard Gonzalez up for who's 14% at the Del Mar meet. Number 9, Cold Heart, 5 to 1. Ramon Vasquez, 18%. Another D'Amato entry. D'Amato trying to get it done here, folks. This is a closer, opens at 5 to 1. And 10 Sunter, Flavian Pratt, dangerous Flavian Pratt, second leading rider at Del Mar at 23%, on Sumter. And this one opens 4-1. And this is another one, could run early, but can close as well. Does it all. At this distance, has 3 career starts, a win in 2 seconds. So that's the stakes race in the 5th. And now 2 more to discuss, the big ones. The 7th at Del Mar today, and that'll go off at 7th. Will be going off at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. This one is a G3, the Jimmy Durante Stakes. This one is at a mile, and this one is for fillies, 2-year-olds. Now in this race, this is on turf, a mile on turf, so that makes it very interesting. We got a lot of entries. We got 12 entries. Let's see if we're getting any scratches in this one so far. They gave some early scratches before. It looks like they're all ready to go. 12 entries in this race. And let's see the star power. I didn't see Bob Baffert yet in any of these stakes. We have Graham Motion, 17% here. And the top jockey, Juan Hernandez on Pelota Sisters, opens at 6-1. Number 2, Sean McCarthy. Only one race at Del Mar, but Sean McCarthy in 112 2022 races is at an astounding 24% win percentage. Just one start here in the Del Mar meet, finished 3rd, gets Ramon Vasquez up 15%, 8-1. Decorated My Life, another invading trainer, Simon Callahan, 0-7 at Del Mar. Joe Bravo up again, 15%. Decorated My Life, 8-1. And 4, we have Amy Please at 12-1 shot. A lot of competition here for Leandro Mora. Number 5, Busy Gal, Peter Miller. Peter Miller, very rare that you see him on a bomb, 15-1, but deserves to be a bomb at first glance. Gets Florent Garreau, 0% for the Del Mar meet, but 15% overall. I'd be surprised if this one does anything. Peter Miller, though, always dangerous. And at number 6, you get a big early speed horse or filly. Philly, a 20-1 shot, another Peter Miller. Peter Miller mounting some bombs here. Now, this one has early speed. It has run at Del Mar before and comes in here. It's going to be up against it. Big field. David Lowe on number 7, Showgirl Lynn. Robert Hess. A lot of invading traders here, folks, for this one. And this is another one at a price. Looks like others are better in here. But yeah, so let's see. Sometimes there's surprises in this race. And again, the size of the field, number 8, 20-1 shot being ridden by the ice-cold Drayden Van Dyke. Only one victory here. And Michael McCarthy, 24% at the meet. And this one at 20-1 might be worth a look. Could close, has a decent closing kick that it displayed at Golden Gate Fields last out. And number 9, Rispoli riding for Philip D'Amato, the dangerous trainer. Now this one comes off a race that could very well get this. Both races have been at Del Mar, and you're getting a bit of a price of 5-1. D'Amato and Rispoli team up. Number 10, Sell the Dream. Abel Cedillo up 6%. Brian Corner Jr. 0-10 at Del Mar, but 14% overall. And in graded stakes has won 20%. Okay, has won 10%. Has 2 graded stakes race victories out of 20 times. So he does deliver on occasion. Does have some nice races. Another one 5-1. Finished 2nd in a G3, 2 back. Number 11 getting looks like the more like favorite, Flavian Pratt. 23%, and Chad Brown, New York's Chad Brown, does most of his racing in Florida, and of course Naira, the New York circuit top trainer, making his debut here at Del Mar for the year. No races at Del Mar, but he's 26% in 891 races everywhere else. And this one opens 3-1, and it might be open 3-1 because of the Brown factor. I'm not crazy about the post and preliminary analysis here. Crazy about the post, and others have faster numbers. I think I'd be surprised if this one goes off favorite. If it does, the door opens for others at much bigger prices, and they have faster races. And number 12, Ragtime Rose, Kyle Frey up 13% for Jeff Mullins, who's 19% here and everywhere else. Another one with two really nice races, and you're getting a nice price there. It's stretching out, so that's the key. So there we take a look at the Jimmy Durante Stakes. That's your G3. And last but not least, the finale here is a G1 race. G1 race, Hollywood Derby, highest grade stakes. Purse is $400,000. G1, it's a mile and an eighth on turf. And it's for 3-year-olds, strictly for 3-year-olds, folks. So this is going to, play, this race carries some weight. It's another competitive race. We have 11 entries, and let's see if there are any scratches for that race. None so far, but we'll get scratches later on, I'm sure. Hopefully not many. A little about this race. Okay, got 11 entries. Who are the big names to look forward to in this? It's a mile and an eighth. Joe Bravo riding for George Cabo Spirit opens 5-1. A closer, George Papadronmo and Joe Bravo team up. 19% trainer here, George. And number 2, Script, 8-1. Graham Motion again, 17% here, 18% everywhere else. And Umberto Rispoli up. This one will have to close into it. So will the one, by the way. And number 3, some evenly matched horses. Celestial City, Ramon Vasquez aboard for Claude McGahee, Shug McGahee, another one. He's making his first appearance here at Del Mar for this, but he's 17% everywhere else. And Vasquez, the jock, 16%. Opens at fairly low odds. Shug always takes money, somewhat because he's a fan favorite trainer. And Handy Dandy, Florent Garreau up, and Peter Miller. This one opens 8-1. And this one, you might be getting a price because this one, Handy Dandy, in 5 races at Del Mar, has 3 wins and 2 seconds. And moving right along to number 5, St. Anthony. That's the bomb, 30-1. Really up against the wall here. 3 for 12 lifetime. Neil Drysdale, 0 for 13 at the meet. The jockey, Berrios, 14%. Another closer. I just think others look better. Last time in G2 company, did finish 6th with a fairly respectable 3 back. But now we're really going into the deep end of the pool with St. Anthony going into G1 company. The difference between G2 and G3 is less than going G2 to G1. Now this is that, so that's the big step for St. Anthony. Number 6, Evan Harlan, 20-1 shot. And this is another one that looks like it's never missed the board. It has the first 3 seconds and a third in 5 career starts. Never raced here, never raced at the distance though. Got its work cut out. I see 20-1 being fair. Number 7, Spycatcher. We have Mark Glatt, the trainer. Yeah, we're covering all the jocks, trainers. You know who you see if you find out right here. If your favorites are going to be in these races. Interesting part here we see is Chad Brown making the first start in New York at Del Mar for the year. So he's coming in for the big stuff, folks. Number 7, Spycatcher gets the ice cold Ryan Cartolo, though he did win a race yesterday at Del Mar. Very nice job on a 7-2 shot. That was the number 9 in a stakes race. What was he exactly there? 9-3. That kept me alive in the pick 3. That actually kicked off my pick 3 play, which was very nice because it was the 3rd choice. I had the speed. Mark Glatt, the trainer, 12%, 18% overall. And then Cortolo really has the work. Does have a race 2 back at Del Mar that fits this. So maybe it's when you want to keep an eye on it at price. And it does have some early speed. So it figures to be part of the pace. Last time G2 company did run a 91 Brisnet. Ran around the track 2nd place from start to finish. And finally made a little bit of a move, closing to a half a length, but just didn't get there. But stuck running a little wide. So hey, maybe I think this one 7 Spycatcher might take some bucks. Number 8, War at Sea, the legendary Mike Smith aboard. Hall of Famer Mike Smith. I think his only main black eye is losing on Zenyatta in that finale. He let the Zenyatta drop so far back. I don't know what the hell he was thinking, and he just barely lost. That was the only race Zenyatta lost, finishing second to blame in her career. I believe it was blame. And now we move on. So Mike Smith on War at Sea. Trainer Ronald Ellis has 21 for 2 at Del Mar, and for 2022 he was showing a 24% winning percentage. So War at Sea, hey, not entirely impossible. Won at the distance, ran a respectable race at Del Mar, finishing third. 2 for 1 and 1 for 2 at the distance. Has run a G2 company. And with Mike Smith aboard, the last 1, 2, 3, 4. This one, War at Sea, has won 3 of 4. And the last race, it just lost. It stumbled and still managed to come in third, only a length back. I believe this one's going to take some money. And number 9, we got some Wit, 7-2, Todd Pletcher in town. Todd Pletcher goes to Del Mar. And he's on number 9, Wit, open 7-2. Flavian Pratt goes right to top jock, folks, 23%. Todd, 22% of the year. When Todd ships, he wins 25%. And second off the layoff, he wins 24%. I expect this one to take a lot of money and probably wind up being the favorite. Number 9, Wit. And number 10, the Speaking Scout, Juan Hernandez, 30%. This one goes off, Speaking Scout goes off at 6-1. The Dangerous Graham Motion, the trainer, 18% trainer for the year, 17% in 6 tries at Del Mar with a win in 3 seconds. So win the money 67% of the time, 18% overall, sticks the top jock up. And this is another one, doesn't look quite as fast as Wit, and the opening odds reflect it, but this one could be a player. It is in 4 tries at the distance, has a win in the second, never has run at Del Mar before. And rounding out the field is number 11, clutch hitter, Victor Espinoza up. This one opens at 15-1 for John Sheriffs, 18% at Del Mar, 14% overall. But what I like about John is the trainer. He's 20% in graded stakes, covering 93 graded stakes, and 14% in turf races. And second off the layoff, he wins 17%. And you're getting a price. Now, this one's going to have to improve a little bit to contend with the others and overcome the post, work out a trip. So that rounds out the field, number 11, clutch hitter. So here is the play on this. We're going to go live. We're going to go live at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time today, and we're going to cover both the Aqueduct and Del Mar cards, and it's in their entirety. So be on the lookout for that. Excellent chance to make some money today. Del Mar, we got the pick threes, 50-cent pick threes, and we have closing weekend at Del Mar. So that's it for Del Mar this weekend. So you don't want to miss these races. And again, we have the carryover, a big carryover in the pick 6, which can be played for 20 cents at Del Mar. That should get real interesting. Now, if you have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover on an upcoming, either pre-recorded or something to cover in a live show, email me at liveracingshow@gmail.com. That's all lowercase, one word, liveracingshow@gmail.com. And thanks for watching the video. If you want notifications, again, if you like this show and you want to know when we're going live so you can participate, win some money, hit the subscribe button and hit the like button if you like the show. Share it with your racing friends. You won't be sorry. It's a tremendous show, tremendous people. A lot of them give out tremendous winners. Everybody learns from each other, but I've been winning at the races since 2011, ahead since then, and I'm learning new things from some of the angles that that the people who join the show give out when hitting some of these races. You start to see the racing, new opportunities, ideas come up during the course of the show. It really has been an amazing experience since I started doing the live shows and started this new channel. So share it with your racing friends. Okay, until next time, whenever you're watching this, we have playing today. Best of luck and bring it home. Win big. All the best. And talk with you soon.